Okay. Hopefully I am in frame. Hello and good afternoon. Today is February the 3rd and I am doing something new on my channel. Something I've never shared with anyone. I am doing a budget closeout. And I did not budget for January, so this is going to be interesting. Basically, I am going to go and write down all my expenses from January 1st to January 31st, and then get started on trying to come up with a budget for February. So, if you are new to my channel, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Cordia. I am the owner and designer behind the Etsy shop Queen of Scents. This is my channel, of course, and this is going to be my first ever budget closeout. Ever. So, yeah, buckle up. So basically, that's what I'm working on, so I can figure out how my February is going to go. I hope your days are going well. And let's just get started. So this is my Budget Mom Paycheck by Budget Mom book. I bought it in 2022 and yes, I am still reusing it. It has served me well, and with the help of an erasable pen, I have been able to use and reuse it. Anyway, I'm stalling. All right, so I have you can't see it, but I have my bank account pulled up on my computer, and I wish it was right in front of me, but it is this way. I have an L-shaped desk, and I'm on this side of the L, and it's on the other side. So bear with me. I am okay. So starting balance for January was, okay, we're just gonna be honest here. This is so bad. Starting balance was 9 cents. That is correct. And this was as of December 31st. I'm just going to put that in parentheses so I know. Alright, so January 1st, there was nothing. So January 5th, let's see. We had a deposit from Etsy. And that was $33.02. Which made our balance $33.11. And then you're going to see a lot of deposits and a lot of withdrawals. Like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah. As soon as I got the money in, it went somewhere else. Withdrawal, $33. Went out to was on the same day. I'm just gonna leave one date there, and that left me with 11 cents. Okay, and this is just one account I'm starting with. I have 5 accounts, so I have 1 checking account, 4 accounts. I have 1 checking account and 3 high yield savings accounts through Capital One. I should say Capital One Savings. So I don't know why I set it up this way, but I had my I don't know what my thinking was initially, but I have my Etsy pay going into my savings account. I guess because I thought I would have a job by the time I was getting anything from Etsy and I wouldn't have to touch it. But as you see, I've had to touch it. I've still not got another job yet since I was laid off last May of 2025 was the last time I worked a typical 9-to-5 job. So the way I have my bank account and savings account set up, which is not good, anything I earn from Etsy goes into a single savings account, and then I then take those funds and redistribute them to my other savings accounts and the checking account so I can buy supplies, pay bills, etc. So this is the primary savings account rather, where the funds are being deposited and withdrawn from. So I'm just going to basically write down from the 1st through the 31st what came in, what went out, and then I'll work on the other accounts. I may not do that on camera because it's going to be a really long video if I do that, but we'll see. But the reason I'm doing this is because I need to know how much came in, how much went out, where did it go. I don't shop in a store. I shop online, everything, groceries, what have you. So supplies for Etsy, you name it. So, but I basically want a clear picture of what came in, what came out, so I know going forward for the month of February if there are changes that I can make to simplify it and to also assist me with being able to budget. Basically, that's what I'm trying to do. So bear with me. All right, so that left me with 11 cents. And then on the 7th, another Etsy pay. And I've since changed my Etsy pay to every 2 weeks, which is why you have not seen a cash stuffing video. So that's plus, and this was $82.69. And that left me with $82.80. And then there was a withdrawal on the same day. Of $20. $62.80 was the balance. And then the next day, I did a withdrawal of $2.80. Which left me with 60. And then, okay, so that was the 8th. And then on the 10th, I transferred okay, on the 10th, I had 2 transfers. First one was $33. Second one was $17. So that left me with 27 and then 10. And then on the next day, on the 11th, I made a withdrawal of $5. And then that same day, I had an Etsy deposit. $64.57, which left me with $69.57. Okay, and then I took $6.43 that same day and transferred it. So that left me with $63.14. And then on the 13th, I had an Etsy deposit. I was on a daily deposit schedule, which is why you see so many Etsy deposits. Etsy, I received 2 deposits. So the first one was $9.83, and then the second one was $27.74. So this one left me with $72.97. And then this one brought me up to $100.71. And then on the 14th, I withdrew $26, which left me with $74.71. And then the next day, from Etsy, I had a deposit of $36.45, which brought me to $111.16. And then on the 16th, I withdrew $11.16. So that left me with $100 even. And then on the 18th, we took out $41, which left me with $59. And then on the 19th, I had a deposit from Etsy, and that was $38.67, which brought me back up to $97.67. And then on the 20th, I transferred $7.67, which left me with $90. 0. And then on the 21st, I had a deposit from Etsy of $23.38. Which brought me back up to $113.38. And then I withdrew $13.38, which left me with $100. And then I had another one, same day, it was $15, which left me with $85. And then another one of $10. Good Lord. I must have been buying supplies or something. I'll have to cross-check with my checking account when I get to that. Okay, so that was the 21st. Now the 22nd. Okay. Ooh, 22nd was bad news. 2 transfers. First one was $25. Second one was $16. All right, so 25, so that left me 50. And then after the 16, that left me with 34. Okay. And then on the 23rd, more withdrawals. First one was 15. So 15 came out, which left me with 19. And then $5 came out, which left me with 14. And then I had a deposit of $3.14 from Etsy, which brought me back up to $17.14. And then on the 25th, I had a transfer of $11, which brought me down to $6.14. And then I had another, let's see, 25th was the 11th. And then the next day, January 26th. January 26th, I transferred $6 out, which left me with 14 cents. And then on the 27th, I had a deposit from Etsy of $88.43, which brought me back up to $88.57. And then I transferred $24. Which brought me down to $64.57. Okay, and then on the 28th, first I had 2 transfers. The first one was $11, And that brought me down to $53.57. All right, so we need to flip. 53.57. So we're gonna continue, and that was the 28th. So 28th. I know we had another withdrawal on that same day. So 53.56. 53.56, which left 1 penny in this account. And again, this is Capital One. Savings. Okay, and all right, so that was the 28th. Then on the 30th, we had a deposit from Etsy of $65.68, which brought me back to $65.69. And then that day I had 2 withdrawals. First one was $31, and that brought me down to $34.69. And then the second one was $4, which brought me to $30.69. And then the next day, which was January 31st, I had a withdrawal of $6.69. Brought me to $24. Then I had another withdrawal, $17. I know a lot of this was, I was buying supplies because I had so many orders come in, and I kept running out of supplies. Then I did more transfers. One was $1, and then one was $5. Okay, so that brought me down to $6, and that brought me down to $1. And then I had interest paid. Ooh, interest paid was plus 12 cents. So that brought me to $1.12. And then that's it. And the interest paid was on the 31st. So that was the savings account. So at the end of the month, I had $1.12 after redistributing all that money from this one account to the checking account and the other savings accounts. And let's see. So far, it does not look good. I wasn't finishing my thought. Okay. So that was a savings account. Now, basically, the check, I'm gonna have to get better about this. That was horrendous. So I got to get a better system for sure. All right, so let me all right, this is the checking account. And again, I was using a lot of those funds to buy supplies and pay bills and buy groceries. All right, so this is a checking account, and starting balance January the 1st was $2.66. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It was $16.84, pardon. And that was as of December 31st. All right, so January 1st, I made a purchase at Walmart for $14.18. And I'm gonna have to go, let me pull up my Walmart to see what this was. So I'm gonna write the category beside it. One sec. Okay, so some of this was shipping supplies, and so this was cardstock plus tape, and then snacks. Yep. So cardstock, let's, oof. So how much was that? This is where the calculator comes in. All right, so cardstock was $5.97, and the tape was $2.97, packing tape. So $8.94, let's do it this way. Cardstock and tape. So we're going to do this, $8.94, and the total amount that came out of the account was $14.18. All right, so $14.18 minus $8.94. So we're gonna do it this way. $5.24 was on snacks. Okay. And that would have left my balance at $2.66. This is the way we're gonna do it. All right, so next day on the 3rd, said I had a purchase at Amazon for $1. I don't know what that was. Amazon, I think it was Prime. just gonna put Amazon Prime. $1.09. I have to double check what that was about. That left me with $1.57. And then I had a deposit on the 7th. Nope. On the 5th. I'm skipping a day. On the 5th, I had a deposit of $33. Which brought me up to $34.57. And on the 7th, I had a deposit of $20, which brought me to $54.57. And then on the 7th, Amazon, I spent $31.90. Oh, wrong line. Wrong line. And that was again $31.90, which brought me down to $22.67. And this was all supplies. This was just, I'm just gonna write supplies. Anything you see purchased on Amazon Prime, were either shipping supplies or paperclip making supplies, packing supplies, like boxes, tissue paper, stuff like that. I get my cardstock and my packing tape from Walmart primarily, and on Amazon I buy my boxes, my paper clips, my jewelry making supplies, etc., etc. So anytime you see Amazon, that's what that is. All right, so that was the 7th, and then the next day on the 8th, I had a deposit of $2.80. $25.47 is the new balance. And then on the 9th, I had a purchase at Walmart. And what was that? I'm on Walmart.com. I go, I use all my, on Walmart.com, that's where I make my purchases through, and it keeps my purchase history for me, so that's good. This was just straight up snacks. Straight up snacks. So that was a snack run. A virtual snack run. And that was the 9th. Is that right? $17.85? Wait, it can't be right. Wait a minute. That cannot be right. Really? On the 9th? What in the world debit card purchase, Walmart.com, $17.85, which left me $7.62. What was that? There's no way I spent $17.85 on snacks? Wait. Come on. No. Okay. Wait. This is wrong. I knew something was wrong. Their dates and my checking account dates aren't jiving, so hold on. Okay. So this, I'm just going to leave it broken down, but I was going to leave it broken down, but I'm going to. All right. So this whole purchase here, the $14.18, looking at my history, was cat litter and cat food. Cat litter and cat food. That makes more sense. Okay, so cat litter and cat food. All right, so the total amount was the $14.18. All right, that makes more sense. All right, then the next order I had, which was the $17.85, that was, so $17.85, that was supplies and snacks. Okay. Oy vey. All right, so that was cardstock and tape, and then snacks. And I said, okay, so tape was, no, cardstock was $5.97 and tape was $2.97, which is $8.94. And then the total was $17.85. Right? Yeah. Minus $8.94. So $8.91 in snacks. Okay. And then on the 10th, going back to the checking account, on the 10th, I had a deposit of $17. And then I spent at Amazon the same day $5.40. And again, this was supplies. And that left me with $52.22. $57.62. Wait, what? I'm missing something. Oh gosh, this is a pain. This is why I don't like doing this. Okay, I'm missing something. This is not jiving. Okay, $25.47 was a $2.80 deposit, and then I spent at Walmart the $17.85. I'm missing a deposit. Thank goodness this is an erasable pen. Oy vey. Okay. Hold on. Okay. That's the Walmart one. That's the $17.85. And then I had a deposit of $33 on the 10th. Okay. $33 and $17 and $17. All right, so the first deposit left me with $40.62 as the balance, and then $57.62, and then I had the Amazon purchase come out, and again this was supplies. And that was $5.40. $52.22 was my new balance. Okay, now that's right. And the next day on the 11th, I had 2 deposits. Okay, and then on the 12th, one moment. Thirsty work, I had to get some water. Okay, on the 12th, my eBay store fee excuse me, that was $6.67. Okay. Okay. That was the 12th. And on that same day, I made a purchase on Etsy. Savings with Grace. I bought a cash tray from her, one of her imperfect cash trays. And that came to $20.57. Which brought me down to $36.41. And on that same day, I bought supplies at Amazon again. $13.99, which left my new balance at $22.42. And on the same day at Walmart, I had a purchase of $8.46. And I already know that was snacks because I looked. Yes, I was buying a lot of snacks, guys. $13.96 was my new balance. Okay, moving on to the 13th. Another Amazon supply run. And that was $13.95, which brought my balance to 1 cent. All right, on the 14th, I had a deposit of $26. Brought me to $26.01. And then, let's see, on the 15th, another Amazon run for supplies. I bought a lot of supplies, good Lord. Amazon was $25.96. Which left me with a whole 5 cents. And then I had on the 16th a deposit of $11.16, which left me with $11.21. And then Canva came out, my Canva Pro. I'm on a discounted plan for 3 months, so that was $8, which left me with $3.21. And then on the 18th, deposit of $41. Right? Yeah. It brought me back to $44.21. And then on the 19th, a Walmart purchase for $3.10. Yes, that was more snacks. Brought me down to $41.11. And then that same day, I had another Amazon run. This was $40.97. Which brought me down to 14 cents. And then on the 20th, I had a deposit of $7.67, which brought me to $7.81. And then on the 21st, I had 3 transfers / deposits. So the first one was $13.38, which brought me to $21.19. second one was $15. Brought me to $36.19. And then $10. $46.19 is a New Balance. And then on that day at Walmart, I spent $7.69, and I don't remember what that was. Uh-oh, dropped my pen. That was, I'm looking for the 21st. More snacks. More snacks. So that was $46.19 minus $7.69, which brought me to $38.50. And on the 22nd, actually, I'm just going to move since I'm at the end, I'm going to move $38.50 over here. So $38.50, because I have more entries. So that was a $122. So we started out with 30, and this is checking. Okay, on the 22nd. I had a deposit of $25, and that brought me up to $63.50. And I had a couple different transactions, so I had okay. And then this was a purchase at Jasmine's Wallet. Yep, I was shopping. I don't do it often. This was for budgeting supplies. So this is really something that I wanted from her shop. And I spent $10.20. It was just a dashboard. Just a dashboard. But I really wanted it. Really wanted it for my personal binder. I might show it at the end of this video. This video is already going to be really long. And I'm not editing it. I'm so sorry. So that was $10.20, and that left me with $53.30. And then I had another deposit. Excuse me, pardon. Hairball. $69.30. It's a New Balance. Okay, moving to the 23rd. Deposit of $15, which brought me to $84.30. And then another deposit of $5. brought me to $89.30. And then on that same day, I had 2 Amazon purchases, both for supplies. I made an order and then I forgot some stuff, so I had 2 different orders. I paid for Prime, so I didn't have to pay for shipping. So the first purchase was $27.45. And the second one was $16.23 was my Prime membership. So let's rewrite this. All right, so this was supplies. And this was Amazon Prime membership. Okay. Okay, and then moving to the 24th. Back at Walmart again. And I'm pretty sure this was snacks. Pretty sure. And that was $8.95. I think. Let's see. That was the 24th. Yep. More snacks. And I do mean snacks. I don't mean actual groceries either. Snacks. Snacks. I was craving chocolate and salty stuff. So, yeah. A lot of Valentine's Day candy was consumed, and we weren't even in February yet. Walmart. That was $8.95, so that left me with $36.67. And then on the same day, I made a purchase of $16.02. And this was at Remarkable Dollar. I was buying budgeting supplies. Again, as you see, it doesn't happen often. There were some things that I wanted for my binders, and I got it. Well, I purchased it. They haven't shipped yet. That left me with $20.65. And I forgot some things, so you're gonna see 2 orders from her. They're not huge. Okay. Moving to the 25th. I had a deposit of $11, which brought me to $36.42. Wait a minute. What? $36.67. $20.65. Yeah, $31.65. And that was the 25th. And then on the 26th, I had another deposit. Sorry about that. My, someone is cooking something, and whatever they're cooking, it's burning or something, because it's making me cough. So I apologize for all the coughing. I thought it was just because I was dehydrated. Someone's cooking and they're burning something. Okay, so also on this day, I am gonna add on it. And this is for game subscription. that was $16.23, which left me with $21.42. And moving to the 27th, I had a deposit of $24, which brought me to $45.42. And then I transferred this $20 to another savings account. Transfer to savings, and this was for car maintenance. So that brought me down to $25.42. And moving to the 28th, received $11 deposit in this account, so that brought me back to $36.42. And then I transferred to savings account 1 month ahead. It wasn't a big transfer. I wish it could have been bigger. $3, which left me with $33.42. And that was, and then on that same day, back to Walmart. $7.69. I know that was snacks. Pretty sure. I'm gonna double check. Hold on. Yep, that was snacks. More snacks. $7.69, which left me with $25.73. And then I received, ooh, 28's got a lot of traffic on this day. All right, so Walmart, and then 3 deposits. So first deposit was $3.01. Second deposit was $20.05. And then next deposit was $53.56. So that left me with $102.35. And then the next day on the 30th, well, 30th was the next entry. 30th received $31, which brought me to $133.35. And then got another deposit of $4 same day, which brought me to $137.35. And then on that day, oh Lord, yeah, the 30th got to work out. Okay, so after that deposit of the $4, I went back to Amazon, bought more supplies, and that was $24.86, which brought me to $112.49. And then back to Walmart. And what was that? That was a mix of stuff. Okay, so that was more cardstock. So cardstock was $5.97. I bought more shipping tape, was $2.97. And okay, so cardstock and tape was $8.94, and the total again was what was it? $24.46. So this was a mix of stuff. I also bought cat litter, and cat litter was $7.86. And snacks was the remainder. Right? $24.46. Yep, $24.46 minus $8.94 minus 7.86. So $7.66 for snacks. That left me with a balance of $88.03. Okay. And then on that day, I went back to Etsy, back to Remarkable Dollar, and bought the rest of the budgeting supplies that I had forgot to order. And that cost me $33.04. $54.99 is a new balance. And then on the 31st, wait. On the 31st, I had 4 deposits. We are gonna just, I'm gonna put a 4 in here because I don't want to go to another page. 4 deposits, and we're gonna put the total that was deposited. So first deposit was $6.69. Second deposit was $17. Third deposit was $1. And fourth deposit was $5. So that's $29.69, which brought me to $84.68. And on that day, I had an Amazon supply run again. And that cost me $53.02. which left me with $31.66. And that was the end of January's romp through my accounts. So yeah, a lot of this went to supplies. That's no bueno. Let me get my markers, one sec. My highlighter. Hello, Lucy. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Excuse me. Where did I put the highlighters? Did you see where I put them? Well, that's what I'm asking you. I don't know where I put them. I might have to wait to do that, because I don't know. I don't know. They were in a bag. I redid my desk. What did I do with them? Them. Never redo your desk. That is when you lose stuff. But I was trying to clean up. I don't know what I did with them. What did I do with them, Lucy? I know, this is a hot mess express. Okay, they're not there. They're not there. You're not helping. Go find my markers for me. That would be so swell if you could find them. Where did I do with them? One moment. I have them in one place and then I moved them. Where did I move them? Staring right at me, just not seeing them. Okay. I don't know, Lucy. I have them and then I don't have them. I don't know. They were right there on my desk for the longest time, and then I moved everything around. Yeah, here, you aren't helping, ma'am. You are not helping. Okay. I don't know what I did with my markers. My highlighters. I don't know. They were there. Do you guys ever put stuff? Oh, I just found them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was a journey. Okay. Oy vey. Yeah, we're gonna get to February in another video. I know this is over an hour. I have no doubt. Okay. I want to add up how much I spent in supplies, how much I did in snacks, and then, yeah. So supplies, snacks, we're going to say pet supplies, and then extras. Okay. So, pet, let's do pet first. That's going to be easy. $14.18 plus cat litter, cat food. $7.86. So plus 7.86. So $22.04 was spent on Lucy. Extras. Let's do that because there aren't that many. That would be, well, extras and then subs. Extras and subs. Let's do that. Okay, extras again. I bought a cash tray from Savings with Grace. That was $20.57. And then Jasmine's wallet, I spent $10.20. Remarkable dollar, I had one for $16.02. And then a second one for $33.04. So I spent $79.83 on budgeting stuff. Okay, and then subs. Let's do subs because there aren't that many. Prime, $1.09. Canva Pro was $8. And eBay store fee was $6.67. And then Prime membership was $16.23. Uh-oh. No, it cleared it all out. No. Okay, sorry. Okay. $1.09 for Prime. And then eBay store fee, $6.67. And then Canva Pro was $8. And then Prime was $16.23. And then any other game subscription was $16.23. And then is that it? Yeah. All right, so on subscriptions, $48.22 was spent. I already know the biggest category is going to be supplies because I had so many orders to fulfill, and I had to keep rebuying supplies. Okay, so $31.90, $31.90, $8.94, and then $5.40. And then $13.99, $13.95, $25.96. Oh, crud. Crud. Okay, let's try this. Keep losing my place. Okay, so $31.90, and then $8.94, $5.40, $13.99, $13.95, $25.96, $40.97, okay, and then $27.45, $24.86, $8.94, and then $53.02. So I spent $255.38 just on supplies for the full month. Now snacks. Oh God, this is gonna be ridiculous. $8.91, $8.46. Not right now, Lucy. I'm almost done, I promise. $3.10, $7.69. I was stress eating, y'all. $8.95, $7.69, $7.66. So on snacks, not groceries, guys, snacks, I spent $52.46. So the total, $255 plus 38 plus 52.46 plus 22.04 plus 79.83 plus 48.22. Total spent was $457.93, and my ending balance was $31.66 on January 31st. Yikes. That's all I have to say is yikes. I searched all that time for my highlighters, but I don't even want to highlight it. I can see it. I can see it. Well, I mean, I need more highlighters because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories I spent money on this past month of January 2026, and this is the total amount I spent. Yeah. And this is all from my Etsy pay. I didn't get any sales on eBay the entire month of January. So all my income entirely came from my Etsy shop. And thank you to everyone that has purchased. I spent most of what I earned, looks like, in supplies. And then the next biggest category was extras, and then snacks, and then subs, all my subscriptions, and then pet supplies. So Lucy cost me the least. This is so bad. This is so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is so embarrassing. Well, it's not embarrassing. It's eye-opening. I mean, you kind of know if you're flying by the seat of your pants, this happens. And I literally had no idea what my income was going to be for January. I had no idea my shop was going to explode and I would need to purchase that much in supplies to fulfill all the orders, and still only have some change left because I decided to go out shopping for budgeting supplies. And what did I buy? So again, I bought a cash tray from Savings with Grace. I bought a dashboard from Jasmine's Wallet, one dashboard from Jasmine's Wallet, and then from the Remarkable Dollar, I bought 2 envelopes, a dashboard, and some bookmarks, which I have not received yet because I literally just placed the order, not quite a week ago, on the 24th, and 24th and the 30th. So yeah, not even a week ago. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I know this video is over an hour long. I don't edit, so if you don't want to watch the full video, that's okay. This is more for me than it is for anybody else because it's my expenses, my budget. I have never done this before on camera. I hardly ever did it before just to get a full picture. And now that I am in the circumstances where I'm just relying on my Etsy pay and whatever sales I get from eBay, this is really eye-opening for me. I'm going to try to do better in February. That's all I can say. That's all I can promise to do, is try to do better. And the supplies could not be helped. Like, I was literally running out of everything, from shipping supplies to packing tape, I had to buy boxes, packing tape, tissue paper, charms, paper clips, you name it. And then it couldn't be helped. The extra stuff, I probably could have waited on that, but I didn't want to. I got the spending bug when I saw the shops putting out all their stuff, and I'm doing it too. But yeah, this was really, really eye-opening. If you have watched it this far, or you just had it on in the background, listen to me drone away, thank you for watching. I am literally going to end the video here. I have no idea how long this is. YouTube probably won't even like me if I try to upload it right now. But yeah, thank you so much for coming and shopping in my store and allowing me to be able to afford what I was purchasing. I will do better for February. This was really eye-opening. Again, thank you. Have a great rest of your day, a better rest of your week. The cash stuffing videos will resume next week. Today, again, is February 3rd. I have changed my Etsy pay from daily payouts. As you saw, I was on daily payouts. I've changed my Etsy pay from daily payouts to bi-weekly to try to get a handle on the shopping. And yeah, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. I'm really going to end the video here. Bye now. Take care.